Okay, so friends, this is the examination on comprehension and writing ability of English language. It is a second, I think, second exam, one part of exam. It is including general awareness. So verbal ability, as we all know, it is a major component of various competitive examinations. Okay, and it tests your ability to communicate effectively and accurately using the words in a clear, sound manner. So in verbal ability, it is also a measure of for interviews and competitive examinations in India. For most of the examinations, you need to have a good knowledge of English language, and also for appearing in interviews, it is required. So for aspirants who want to excel in this verbal ability, you need to have a strong vocabulary and ability to form sentences. These are the essential skills required to do well in these tests. And these tests are also designed to assess a candidate's writing skills and abilities. And we have got different questions here, like there can be different types of questions in this exam. So
we'll go a little bit slow,
Okay, sir, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so before starting, I would like to give you a tip for this examination. Like, you should incorporate reading English text into your daily routine. You should like aim for at least reading 10 pages of a day of newspapers or books, and also review your basic grammar rules as you go along. That is a very important part of your training, because I'll be here for 1 hour or maybe 75 minutes, but you need to practice at home solving questions. And also at the end of the session, I will give you some reference books which you can refer to for preparation of this exam. So some topics which can come in your exams are, I have given here. These are like spotting errors, synonyms, antonyms, selecting words, spelling mistakes, sentence formation or ordering of words, like organizing jumbled words, sentence correction or sentence improvement, completing statements, ordering of statements, paragraph formation, closed test, and then English comprehension, like reading a passage and then solving questions, and one word substitutes, then idioms and phrases, change of voice, as in active voice or passive voice, and then change of speech from direct speech to indirect speech, and then filling in articles, prepositions, adjectives, etc. So this is, I have tried to cover the complete syllabus which can, from which the questions can appear in your examination. So we'll go through them one by one. So first of all, we have got questions on spotting errors. So spotting errors is one of the most crucial, yet is the easiest topics for your exam, I would say. And provided that you have the proper knowledge of English grammar. So this segment basically checks your command of the English language. So here I have also given you some rules and tips to help you solve the sample questions on spotting errors. And these are like, first of all, you have to read the sentence carefully. Okay, this is the first and foremost step in the process, and you read it as many times as you can. And most of the time there can be some spelling mistakes in any part of the sentence. And then you should check for the correct usage of helping words as per the subject in a sentence. So many times the error is pertaining to the incorrect usage of helping words. So I have shared here some helping words and with which subject it's are used. So like with all singular nouns and like he, she, it, we use is or has or does or was. And then with the subject I, we use am, do or was. And with all the plural nouns like you, we, they, we use the helping verb like are, have, were. So many times you will find the mistakes here. And then you should also check for the correct usage of the main verb in a sentence. Like with do, does or did, we always use the first form of the main verb. And then with has, have or had, we use the third form of the main verb. And with will, shall, would or should, we also use first form of the main verb. And for the future continuous tense, like will be, shall be, would be, should be, we always use the main verb with ing. Like I will be doing this work, I will be going there, like that. And then we should always check if the sentence is framed in active voice or passive voice or direct or indirect speech, and then proceed accordingly. We should also check for the correct usage of all the tenses in a sentence, like indefinite tense or continuous tense or perfect tense or perfect continuous. So according to that, we should proceed. And in the case of a perfect continuous tense, always remember that the word for is used for denoting a period of time. Like I studied there for 2 months. So this is we are denoting a duration of time. And we use since to denote a particular point of time. Like I joined ICR service since 2016. So that's a particular point of time. And for is used for showing duration of time. And then there are some common words where we make mistakes, like which are sounding similar. Like the word is there, there. It is used as an adverb to denote the position. And then while the word their, it denotes a pronoun. Okay, I hope you are following what I'm saying. If you have any doubts anywhere, you can always come back to me. Then the words like whoever is used as a subject, and while the words whomever is used as an object. And whose is used to identify who owns what. And like there are two common sounding words like then and then, like then. It is used to denote time, and it's mostly used with the word if. And the word then, it is used to denote comparison between two objects. Then you should check for the correct usage of articles in a sentence. Many times the mistakes can be in articles. So there are three articles. Two are indefinite articles, and the third one is a definite article. So the indefinite articles are a and an. So the difference is that a article is used with all the consonant sounds, like example a kite, and an is used with all the vowel sounds, like an umbrella, an MBA. Now you will ask me why it's given as an MBA. M is a consonant, but we are saying we will not say MBA. So MBA, it's like sound is coming of a. That's why it's always called as an MBA. Okay. And then definite article is the. So the is used whenever you are talking about something specific, like a specific historical place or a planet or name of some continents, countries, or some river or ocean. And we'll always use the, like the United States of America, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, the Indian Ocean, etc. Then you should also check for the correct usage of proper nouns and whether they are written in capital letters or not. Like all the names of places and names of people, and they should always be written in the first initial should be in capital letters. And then check for the correct usage of nouns, pronouns, adjectives, and adverbs in a sentence. And also check whether proper conjunctions and prepositions have been used. And you should always remember that generally if one part of sentence is in the past tense, the other half should also be in the past tense. Sometimes one half of the sentence will be given in present and the other half will be given in some like in past or future. So we should check that and correct it. So here I have given some sample questions on spotting errors in English. Okay, so you can go through them because we have less time and we have got a lot of topics to cover. I'll skip this. And then the next topic we have is synonyms and antonyms. So I think you must be aware what are synonyms and antonyms. So synonym is a word or phrase with the same or nearly the same meaning as another word or phrase. Like in Hindi, synonym is जो हम लोग हिंदी में कहते हैं प्रायवाची शब्द होते हैं, और एंटोनिम्स होते हैं विलोम शब्द या विपरीतार्थक शब्द. उसी को इंग्लिश में सिनोनिम और एंटोनिम कहा जाता है. तो सिनोनिम्स के कुछ और एंटोनिम्स के कुछ एग्जांपल मैंने दिए हैं. और एंटोनिम्स इज अ टर्म और फ्रेज दैट हैज द अपोजिट मीनिंग टू द वर्ड. In simpler words, we can say that antonyms are the opposite of any given word. So here I have shared some examples, and now we'll do some practice questions on synonyms and antonyms. So like the word odious. So we have to choose a synonym in this. And one tip I would like to give you to solve these questions on synonyms and antonyms. Like suppose we have to choose synonyms. So like out of the 4 choices or 5 choices, only one will be the correct one. So the other 4 or other 3 will be little different from that one. So basically you have to find the odd one in these 4 choices. That will be the correct answer. That can help you, this tip. Okay, so like in this first question, like the word odious. So maybe we have not heard of this word. So, but when we'll see the options in the answer, like delightful, friendly, decorative, disgusting. So we'll see that disgusting is a very different word than the other 3 or 4 words. So that is the correct answer. Okay, the synonym is of odious is disgusting. And similarly, synonym of vivacious is lively. And see the other words are like sounding different, like lazy, timely, perceptible, imaginary. So you can also say that you can find the correct answer by choosing the odd one out in these questions. Then the word sporadic. So the synonym for that is scattered. So sporadic means occurring at irregular intervals or in a few places, like sporadic rains. And then the word anticipate. So the synonym for that is predict. And the other words are different in meaning. Then the next word is persevere. So the synonym for that is persist. So persevere means we continue in the process, in the course of action, in the face of difficulty, with little or no indication of success. Like even if we have a little or no indication of success, we continue our efforts in that direction. Then the word emancipation. So the synonym for that is liberation. See the other words, imprisonment, detention, constraint, are all conveying different meaning. So this is the odd one out. This is something how something you can find out the correct answer even if you don't know the word which is asked for. Okay. So see the word beseech. So the synonym for that is appeal. Then garrulous, synonym is excessively talkative. Now we'll practice some questions on antonyms. So here first word is subservient. Subservient means prepared to obey others unquestioningly. So the out of the five options that we have, see the submissive, servile, obedient, domineering, agreeable. So the correct answer is D, domineering. See the other words are all conveying a different meaning. So this is how you can choose the correct answer. And then the word boisterous. Boisterous means noisy, energetic, and cheerful. And then we have got the options tranquil, disorderly, tum tumultuous, unrestrained. So the correct answer is tranquil. Tranquil means free from any disturbance or calm. So we are here, we have to choose opposite words. And in antonyms, you have to choose the word opposite in meaning to the word given here. Then the word cacophony, the antonym is euphony. Euphony means quality of being pleasing to the ears. And cacophony is absolutely opposite of that. That is a harsh, discordant mixture of sounds. Then the word insipid. Insipid means lacking flavor. So the word opposite to that is exciting. So insipid means not exciting, and then opposite of that is exciting. Then the word pragmatic. So pragmatic, see we have got the options practical, sensible, idealistic, realistic, expedient. So here pragmatic means practical basically. So the answer is C, idealistic. Idealistic means unrealistically aiming for perfection. So other words are like conveying the same meaning as practical, but see idealistic is different, like opposite to the word pragmatic. Then the word impetus. Impetus means acting quickly without thought or care. So the opposite of that is cautious. Cautious means taking actions or decisions carefully. Then flippant. Flippant means not showing a serious or respectful attitude. So see the other, if you see the options like disrespectful, courteous, thoughtless, strong, successful. So the word which is conveying the opposite meaning to the word flippant is B, courteous. Now we have also got a we can also get questions on selecting the words or like fill in the blanks with correct options. So here I have given you some examples. You can go through yourself. And then we have got a next topic, that is sentence formation. Okay, it is the type of test where you will be asked to arrange a group of jumbled words and to form a meaningful sentence. So it is one of the basic types of verbal ability tests. So here also I've given you some rules or tricks to solve such questions. So the first step is to find out the opening word of the sentence. So to achieve this, you try to get a basic idea about the sentence and like what it is trying to say. So after identifying the opening word, you should find the closing word of the sentence. If you are able to find both the opening and closing words, then half of the work is done. Okay, so when you are correctly identifying the opening and closing words, then the final task will be to identifying the pronouns, adjectives, and verbs in the words, and then you can arrange them in a meaningful sentence which is grammatically correct and gives the proper meaning. So by following these steps, you can master these questions on sentence formation. And then there can be questions on completing the statements. So here, sentence completion questions, they require basically two skills. One is vocabulary and second is reasoning. So you may not be very strong on vocabulary, but at least by good reasoning, you can find out the correct answer. This is my personal observation. Like I have also appeared for many competitive examinations. So many times vocabulary is very vast. So many times we will not be aware of many words and we have not come through even once in our life, but still we can give the correct answers by reasoning. Like, okay, what can be in a passage or in a sentence, like what can this word convey the meaning? So by reasoning also we can solve many questions correctly. So when unfamiliar words appear in your exam, you generally the best approach is to eliminate any known words. Process of elimination is also very crucial in getting the right answer. Suppose you have got 4 answers, you try to eliminate, okay, which can be the incorrect answers, and then ultimately you will be able to reach the correct answer, and then you can guess the unknown one. So, however, if there are several unfamiliar words, this could potentially reduce your chances of getting it right. Nevertheless, the goal of this question is not necessarily about knowing the vocabulary. Rather, it's assessing your ability to reason through ideas, as I just said. Okay. So even if you are not very good in vocabulary, you can still get the correct answer by reasoning through the ideas. But I would still recommend also to work on your vocabulary and uh, by reading as much as you can, or even listening English news on television. So here paragraph completion questions can also be there. It means completing the given paragraph by filling the missing sentences. So in here we have to read the whole paragraph and then understand the crux of the paragraph. And then we can read the sentence in question carefully and try to fill in the blank with the most suitable option. So after choosing the most suitable option, we should ascertain if it gives the correct meaning to the sentence or not. So and whether it is in line with the context of the paragraph or not. So we should anyhow follow all the grammar rules like tenses, parts of speech, vocabulary, etc. And also, I would like to suggest you to read the whole paragraph once before attempting the questions and check that there are no grammatical errors. So see here, I have also given you some solid examples of paragraph formation. So in paragraph formation, it is important. The important part is to being good at using words. And it's like putting together a puzzle where each sentence is a piece. You have to arrange them in a correct order. Here again, I would like to suggest you, like in the sentence formation, I told you to find out the opening word and the closing word. Here again, you should try to see which can be the opening sentence of this paragraph and which can be the closing sentence. And then ultimately you can reason through the rest of the points and form a paragraph. So good paragraph not only helps people understand like what you are saying, but also makes your writing interesting and convincing. So making a good paragraph is not just about putting sentences in order. It's also about making sure that your ideas make sense and also the idea of your what you want to convey should smoothly be conveyed to the person moving from one idea to another. So here I've given you some examples on paragraph formation that you can go through. Then there can be questions on closed test. So a closed test is a specific kind of reading comprehension exam in which the reader is asked to supply words that have been left out in the text or passage. So this activity also goes by the following names, like fill in the blanks in the passage and comprehension, or choose or replace the words in a running passage to preserve the sequence of different sentences within the paragraph. So either you will be asked to fill in the blanks, or there will be some words marked in bold. You have to replace the words with the correct this thing. So there can be 2 formats of this. One is fill in the blanks, and then is replace the words. In either of the two scenarios, you need to demonstrate a strong mastery over both the grammar and vocabulary in order to be successful in responding to these questions in a way that is both simple and effective. And again, I have given you some tips here to solve these closed test questions. First one is you need to have a quick overview of the passage. Before you decide which of the provided choices is the best one to fill in the blank, it is very important to quickly read the whole passage to gain an understanding of the subject matter that is being discussed. Like you need to have an idea of the whole passage, what is it all about. And then you should look for answers that make sense in the context. So the answers that are provided for the closed exam, they may appear to have the same meaning, which may even makes the choosing the correct answer even more difficult. So therefore, you should search for a solution that is appropriate given the setting of the passage. Then if you are not able to come up with an answer, you should consider eliminating the choices that appear to be incorrect at a time. So this will narrow the range of possibilities available to you, which could make finding the right response more straightforward. Now, when answering these questions, you have to link the sentences together, as the closure test is a passage focused on a certain subject. So if you are unable to locate the solution, you should attempt at simplifying the context of the passage by connecting the sentences with one another. Okay, as we learned in the paragraph formation topic. Then we should comprehend the crux of the passage. Like after you have read the passage, you should grasp what is the crux of the passage, like what it wants to convey. Then it will be much simpler for you to choose the appropriate answers. So here I have given you some practice questions on closure test. You can go through them. Then there can be questions on one word substitution. So the use of a single word in place of a whole sentence, making the sentence structure simpler, is known as one word substitution. So with the replaced phrase, the meaning remains the same while the statement becomes shorter. So here you can get questions in both ways. Like you can be given a one word and you will be asked to give the meaning of that word, and or you may be given a group of words and you will be asked to give one word substitute for that group of words. So you should be prepared either ways. Okay, it's not necessary to that questions will come like in one way only. So it can come in both ways. So one word substitution is a key component of your vocabulary. By practicing these, it will also help you build vocabulary, which will help you in other topics as well. So it requires the replacement of a sentence with an appropriate single word that captures its full meaning. Like the whole meaning of the sentence will be captured in one single word. So this method of communication is much more crisp and easy to understand. So to learn this concept effectively, we'll go through some examples. Okay, I've given a list of one word substitutes from like A to Z. I'll just go through them. So the word altruist, it means a person who is concerned with the welfare of others. Then bibliophile, it's meaning a person who loves or collects books. Then the word is connoisseur. It means an expert judge in matters of fine arts. Then word is demagogue. It means a political leader who seeks support by appealing to the desires and prejudices of ordinary people rather than by using rational arguments. Then the word we have ephemeral is lasting for a very short time. Okay, can anybody of you tell me what is the what can be the antonym for the word ephemeral? The word conveying an opposite meaning of ephemeral. Yes, anybody? Suppose this question comes to give you antonym for the word ephemeral. Can anybody tell me? Anybody has any idea about the antonym for the word ephemeral? Yes, anybody wants to try? It's
Eternal.
yeah, eternal. Very good. Who told it?
Eternal. I'm Ekta from ICR and RC on Lychee, Muzaffarpur.
Yeah, Ekta, very good. So the word is eternal. So that also meaning is opposite to that. Like it's lasting for a very short time, and eternal is lasting forever, right? Okay. So like the next word is filibuster. It means an action such as a prolonged speech that obstructs progress in a legislative assembly while not technically contravening the required procedures. Then glutton is meaning an excessively greedy eater. And hedonist is a person who believes that the pursuit of pleasure is the most important thing in life, or a pleasure seeker. Then the word introvert means a person who is predominantly concerned with their own thoughts and feelings rather than with external things. Then the word jingoism, it means extreme patriotism, especially in the form of aggressive or a warlike foreign policy. Then kleptomaniac is a person who has a compulsive desire to steal. And the word misogynist is a person who dislikes, despises, or is strongly prejudiced against women. Then narcissist is a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. Then the word omnivore is the means a person or animal that eats a variety of food of both plant and animal origin. Then philanthropist is a person who seeks to promote the welfare of others, especially by donating money to good causes. Then quintessential is the meaning representing the most perfect or typical example of a quality or class. Then the word is raconteur. It means a person who tells anecdotes in a skillful and amusing way. Sycophant means a person who acts obsequiously towards someone important in order to gain advantage. Then the word teetotaler, it means a person who never drinks alcohol. Then the word is utilitarian. It means someone who believes in the best action and is the one that maximizes utility, usually defined as that which produces the greatest well-being of the greatest number of people. And voracious means wanting or devouring great quantities of food or having a very eager approach to an activity. And wanderlust means a strong desire to travel. Then the word xenophile means an individual who is attracted to foreign people's cultures or customs. Then the word yokel, it means an uneducated or unsophisticated person from the countryside. And the last word is zealot. It means a person who is fanatical and uncompromising in pursuit of their religious, political, or other ideas. So here, these are just examples. So you need to go through as many as possible to have a strong hold of your vocabulary. I have also given some more words which you can go through yourself. They are important one-word substitutions. So maybe some questions can come out of these words also, but you can refer other books also to practice as many one-word substitution as possible. This will also help you in other topics. Okay, if your vocabulary will be strong, then you will be good at solving other topics like reading comprehension or other fill in the blanks, such kind of questions also. Then the next topic we have is idioms and phrases. So an idiom is a phrase or expression in which all the words have multiple definitions than they often do. Or we can say that it's a group of words established by usage as having a meaning not deducible from those of the individual words. Like the individual words of a idiom or a phrase will convey a different meaning, but put together they, as an idiom, they will convey a different meaning. So idioms are very enjoyable to use, and since they are a common feature of our speech. So I've given here some examples of idioms with the meaning. So first one we have here is back against the wall. It means doing something against the wish due to being stuck in a tricky situation. Then breaking the ice. Breaking the ice means to start a conversation with a stranger. Then get your act together means start doing things in an organized and effective way. Then we have on cloud nine. It means being very elated or happy. Spill the beans. It means revealing a secret to someone. Then pulling someone's leg means to prank someone. Through thick and thin, it means displaying full loyalty to someone. Don't cry over split milk means don't cry over something that can't be fixed. Okay, we have some Hindi phrases also which convey the same meaning to those of this English phrases or idioms. So can anybody tell me like this don't cry over split milk? What can be the Hindi idiom for this one? Anybody?
अब पछताए वो क्या जब चिड़िया चुग गई खेत.
Very good. Daisy Kumari, huh?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, then next one is a black sheep. Someone who brings disgrace to the entire family. Then once in a blue moon means rare occurrence. Okay, anyone can tell me the Hindi idiom for this one? Once in a blue moon.
Sir, ईद का चांद.
Yes, very good. Then by the skin of your teeth, making it barely. Go to the extra mile, making an extra effort to do something. Straight from the horse's mouth means getting information directly from the concerned person. Has bigger fish to fry. It means someone having some more important things to do. Look before you leave. It means to analyze the consequences before taking a decision. Take a rain check. It means postponing a plan. Then playing the devil's advocate. It means arguing for the sake of it. Throwing caution to the wind. It means taking risks. Similarly, we can have some phrases also in the questions. The phrases are defined as the combination of multiple words that are related to one another and act as a single unit, but do not contain a subject-verb pairing. So phrase can consist of anywhere from 2 to 10 syllables, and it is integrated into a phrase or statement elaborating on a topic by giving additional information. So more or less idioms and phrases are similar, so you can get questions of these. Again, you need to practice them as many as possible. Okay, here I have given some list of important idioms and phrases. I think we'll go through these also. So first one is to have ants in your pants. It means to a person who can't stay calm or remain silent, like someone who can't remain silent. He speaks anytime, like he cannot, if he is asked to remain silent, he cannot do that. So next one is to take the bull by the horns. It means to deal with a difficult situation. Then to let the cat out of the bag. It means to disclose a secret. And to have the cat get your tongue, it means doesn't have words to say or being usually quiet. To be raining cats and dogs, it means it is used to describe a very heavy rain. And to have a cow, it means to become very angry at something. To wait until the cows come home, it means waiting for someone for a long time. To be in the dog house, it means being in trouble by someone else. To let sleeping dogs lie means to stop interfering in a situation that doesn't cause any harm. Then to be in a fine kettle of fish, it means being in an awkward situation. To seem a little fishy, it means seeming suspicious. To live high on the hog means living a prosperous and a healthy life. To eat like a horse, it means eating in large quantities of food. Then to look a gift horse in the mouth, it means finding faults in a gift or favor, like someone has given you a gift and you are finding fault in that gift also. So this is the meaning. And then to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, we just read it above. It means hearing the person from the information from the main source. To hold your horses, it means saying someone to stop or care about their decision. To put the cart before the horse means reversing the order or procedure of something. To change horses in midstream, choosing a different leader. Under the weather means feeling unwell. Then turning a blind eye, it means to overlook. And making a beeline, it means to go quickly and directly to somewhere. Then add sixes and seven, it means if someone is in a state of confusion. Counting your chickens means when someone should not depend on something. We say count your chickens. Pain in the neck means when someone is very annoying. Like chalk and cheese means when two things are different from each other. To sit on the fence means when someone delays making a decision, like sitting on the fence, like not making the final decision and keeping hold of it. That. And once in a blue moon, it's an incident that happens rarely. Burning the midnight oil means working hard for a long time. Cook the books means when someone alters the figure. Books here refers to the books of accounts. So someone cooking the books means someone altering or making some changes in the figures. Then decked up means to wearing special clothes to look attractive. So these are some examples I have shared for idioms and phrases. Then you can get questions on active and passive voice. So active and passive voice, these are particularly essential grammatical structure used in the English language. So we should understand the rules that govern their usage, which is very crucial for the effective communication. So here we'll also see some fundamentals of the active and passive voice. Okay. And we'll also explore the usage, rules, and conversion of active and passive voices. So the voice of a verb. The voice of a verb is the form of the verb that indicates whether the subject of the sentence is performing the action or the subject is receiving the action. So in English language, verbs can be classified into two voices, that is active and passive voice. So what is active voice? Active voice is when the subject of the sentence performs the action expressed by the verb, then it is active. For example, we say that Nisha ate the apple. Here, Nisha is the subject and she is performing the action ate. And then what is a passive voice? Passive voice is when the subject of the sentence is receiving the action expressed by the verb or is acted upon, then it is a passive voice. For example, if we convey the same sentence, Nisha ate the apple in passive voice, then it will be the apple was eaten by Nisha. Here, the apple is the subject, receiving the action was eaten. So the active voice defines that the subject is doing the action, and passive voice refers to that the subject is being acted upon. This is the basic difference. So here I have also given some rules for this active and passive voice chart, which you can go through. And this is very important, and you can even these rules to do well in exam. Like most of you who are good in English who know this, but others can should try to memorize it while solving questions on active and passive voice. I've given you all the rules and which verbs will be used in active voice, which will be used in passive voice. So you can go through these yourself, and then there are some rules, basic rules for conversion from active voice to passive voice. So the object of the active verb becomes the subject of the word. I have shared these rules. These you need to go through yourself because we are short of time here and I have other topics to cover. But I have given you for your reference. These rules are very good for your reference. So you can go through them whenever you get time and before appearing your examination. Then, okay, here now with these examples, you will be able to know what above the rules means. So for all the tenses, I have shared you some examples of active voices and passive voices. So I've taken a sentence like I write a letter. So in simple present tense, in active voice, if we convert it to the passive voice, it will become a letter is written by me. Okay, so the letter is the object. It is now, and I'm the subject, and then now the action is being received by me. A letter is written by me. So in present continuous, it will become I am writing a letter. A letter is being written by me. कि आई राइट लेटर का हिंदी है कि मैं लेटर लिख रहा हूँ, ठीक है. और प्रेजेंट कॉन्टेंट आई एम राइटिंग अ लेटर, एक लेटर मेरे द्वारा, एक पत्र मेरे द्वारा लिखा जा रहा है. आई एम राइटिंग अ लेटर. देन आई हैव रिटन अ लेटर. इन पैसिव वॉइस इट विल मीन अ लेटर हैज बीन रिटन बाय मी, कि मेरे द्वारा एक पत्र लिखा गया था. Then I have been writing a letter. A letter has been being written by me. मेरे द्वारा एक पत्र लिखा जा रहा है. Simple past is I wrote a letter. Then the passive voice will be a letter was written by me. Then is in past continuous, it will be I was writing a letter and then a letter was being written by me. So in past perfect, it will be I had written a letter and then a letter had been written by me. So you can see yourself how a particular sentence can be written like in different tenses and in different voices, the active voice and passive voice. This will give you some idea of how you can solve these questions. Then you can get questions on direct and indirect speech in your examination. So when anything is repeated exactly as it was, usually between two inverted commas, it is referred to as a direct speech. Like we are referring to someone else if someone said something, and if we just convey exactly what the other person said, it will be called a direct speech. Then the indirect speech will still convey the same information, but instead of simply repeating someone's words or speech, will report or describe it in our words, or like what was said without the use of inverted commas. So again, there are some common rules to change the mode of speech, and other rules varying depending on the types of sentence. Like sentences can be assertive, interrogative, imperative, or exclamatory. So we'll use different verbs. So here we'll discuss some rules related to the direct and indirect speech. Okay. Now, see the change of words. In direct speech, we use this, and in the indirect, we use that. Okay. Similarly, these, those, today will become this day. Tomorrow will become the next day. Yesterday will become the previous day. Now will become then. Like in direct speech, and in indirect speech, these words to be used in place of them. Then also, apart from the words, even the pronouns will change. So the first person pronoun will be changed based on the subject of the reporting speech. And the second person pronoun will also be changed based on the object of the reporting speech. The third person pronoun will remain unchanged in indirect speech. Now, when we'll see some examples, then it will be more clear. And also, we should see that there is no need of changing the verb or tense of the reported speech. The tense need not be changed. Like we should not change the present tense sentences into a past or future tense. The tense will remain same in the these portions of direct and indirect speech. We need not change the tenses. And when the reporting verb is in past tense, then the conversion happens according to the following rules. See, the simple present tense will become simple past tense. This will be there. And the present continuous tense will become past continuous. But we should not change the present tense to future tense. Okay. And the past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense will remain the same in such cases. And the modal verbs such as can, shall, will, may, must will be converted into could, should, would, might, and must respectively. So in the case of general truths and habits in the reporting speech, the tense will always remain the same. So I have shared some examples of direct and indirect speech. So you can go through them to have an idea. And mostly these examples will cover most of the scenarios from which the questions can come. So we'll also have a look at some sentences and try to change them into indirect speech. So the question is, Sheila said to me, when are you leaving? So if you have to convert it into a indirect speech, it will become Sheila asked me when I was leaving. See what all changes come. She said to me will become asked. Then when are you leaving? It will become when I was leaving, because now we are not telling what she said. We are telling because it's without the inverted comma. So we are telling it in our words. So when I'm talking about me, then I'll not say when are you leaving. I'll say when I was leaving. Similarly, his mother said to me, "You were wrong." So his mother told me that I was wrong, because when mother is saying she will address me as you, when I am telling myself, so I'll address myself as I. So his mother told me that I was wrong. Then Manav said, I may go there. Manav said that he might go there, because Manav is telling about himself. I may go there. Now, when we'll convert it into indirect speech, so we'll say Manav said that he might go there. May will become might. Then grandfather said to me, "May God bless you." So when this "May God bless you" is the prayer, so we'll start with grandfather prayed that God might bless me. Then Mr. Harvey said to me, "Please wait here until I return." So it will convert into Mr. Harvey requested me to wait there till he returned. Then we have been living alone for years, he said. So it will convert to he said that they had been living alone for years. You must leave now, Sunny said to me. So we'll start with Sunny told me that I should leave then. As you told that now will become then. Because now is will be when he said at that point of time, and now we are telling this to someone else. So now we will not say now, we'll say then. Okay, then French is easy to learn, the teacher said. The teacher said that French was easy to learn. The speaker said, be quiet and listen to my words. The speaker urged to be quiet and listen to his word. We should also see that what is the type of sentence. Like here, someone is requesting, like Mr. Harvey said to me, please wait. When please is there, it will say that Mr. Harvey requested me. And when like the teacher or the speaker is saying to be quiet, it is like an instruction. Like then we'll say the speaker urged to be quiet and listen to his word. Last one is I know her name and address, said Joanna. Joanna said that she knew her name and address. So I will become she. Here are some more examples of direct speech and indirect speech. We'll just go through them. Okay, and these are like for particular tenses wise. So in present simple will become past simple. So he said to me, she always wears a blazer. He told me that she always wore a blazer. See, the present simple will become past simple. He said to me, he is looking for the way. He told me that he was looking for the way. Then he said to me, my sister gave me a chocolate. He told me that his sister had given him a chocolate. So different tenses, I've shared you some examples of each tense so that you can go through each one of them to attempt, so that you can attempt the questions from either any of the tenses that may come in your exam. And they said to me, we were living in Delhi. They told me that they were living in Delhi. We will become they. And he said to me, he has written a book on SRK. He told me that he had written a book on SRK. So you can go through them. Then in these sentences, he said to me, he may get a flight today. He told me that he might get a flight this day. See, today will always become this day. Tomorrow will become the next day. And yesterday will become the previous day. Okay. And may will become might whenever you are using indirect speech. Then he said to me, you have to understand this situation. He told me that I had to understand that situation. This will become that. He said to me, I must go to the office for the party arrangements. He told me that he must go to the office for the party arrangements. Now he said to me he would give a speech in the auditorium. He told me that he would give a speech in the auditorium. Okay. So what are the differences between a direct and indirect speech? You can see here, direct speech means the exact repetition of the words spoken by a person. इसमें बेसिकली जो डायरेक्ट स्पीच में जो हमने हमसे किसी ने कुछ कहा तो हम उसको डायरेक्टली एक्सप्रेस कर रहे हैं एग्जैक्टली जो उसने हमसे कहा रिपीट कर रहे हैं इन्वर्टेड कॉमर्स में. बट इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच में क्या है कि हम सामने वाले को अपने शब्दों में बता रहे हैं कि उसने क्या कहा. आर यू फॉलोइंग कि मेनली डिफरेंस क्या है डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच में? मेन डिफरेंस ये है. And then whereas in indirect speech means to report something said or written by another person without using the exact words. We will not use the exact words, we'll use our own words, but the meaning will be conveyed, it will be the same. The meaning should not change. Then direct speech is also known as quoted speech, since it uses the exact words of the speaker, whereas the indirect speech is also known as reported speech, as you reported it to someone else, since it narrates what is spoken by a person in your own words. And then direct speech is narrated from the speaker's viewpoint, whereas the indirect speech is narrated from the listener's viewpoint. So how you listen and then you are conveying it to someone else, then it will be your viewpoint. Then when the exact rendition of the words of the speaker is used in a sentence, it is called direct speech. And conversely, when your own words are used to report the speaker's statement, it is called indirect speech. And in direct speech, inverted commas will be used, whereas they will not be used in the indirect speech. Then you can get questions on articles. So articles are, we just read earlier also, the words are a, and the. These are articles. So according to the modern English grammar, articles are called determiners, which are used before nouns basically. And if an adjective comes before a noun, then we will use the article before the adjective also. So if noun comes before an adjective and an adjective comes before an adverb, then we use the article before the adverb. So here I have given you some examples. Like Sita is a girl. Sita is a very good girl. And Sita is an ideal girl. So why we are using an here? Because the next word is ideal. Ideal is we are getting a sound of a vowel, I. That's why with all the vowel sounds, we'll use an. And with all the consonant sounds, we'll use a. And with all the, when we are pointing to someone specific, then we will use the, like this is the horse or this is the strongest horse. So in many situations, articles will come after, such as all, both, such, double, half, rather. These words, the articles will come, like all the boys, such a woman, half an hour, double the amount. So here also we use the articles in such situations. Then if the adjective comes before noun, like how, so, to, as comes before the adjective, then the article comes in the middle of the adjective and noun. We can see some examples here, like how fine a day, too proud a girl. कहते हैं कि ये दिन कितना अच्छा है, या ये it's too proud a girl, it is so fine a day. और how brave a warrior was he. कहते हैं कि वो सैनिक कितना बहादुर था. How brave a warrior was he. So here in such scenarios also we'll use articles. And then definite and indefinite articles. Definite is the, and indefinite articles are a and an. So definite articles we have to use the whenever we have to indicate some particular person or a certain or former acquaintance, or which has already been discussed earlier. Like every time we will not use the name of the particular speaker in a passage. We'll then use the definite articles. In other words, the uses were to denote certain metals, persons, animals. This the is used with countable nouns, singular noun and plural noun, okay, and uncountable nouns. So before a noun, see, we use the when we talk about something that has already been referred to in the prior sentence. We use the, like a cat got in honor of our dog today. Now of our dog today. Now in the next sentence we'll say the dog wins the battle. So here the dog means we're referring to the dog which is discussed in the previous sentence. Okay. Then already noun used to the user. When the user already knows the thing you are talking about at such places, we'll use the instead of describing that thing, since it is known to the user. Like Mr. Michael is wearing a suit at the party. So in this example, a person already knows about the party to which the other person is referring to in the sentence, and thus used the to refer the party. Okay, here you know define which party, because when you are telling something about that party, so the other person already knows about the party. So here I have given you some rules for where all these articles, definite and indefinite articles are used. So you can go through them, and then we will see some examples of indefinite articles. See, now we'll see some examples. Like definite articles example is the dog is a faithful pet, or the pen is Japanese, the pen. And then Govind is the tallest boy. Whenever we are using superlative, this thing like the strongest, the tallest, or the will be used every time. Who invented the radio? So radio is something specific. Mahindra will play the violin. Ramesh missed the last train for his hometown. Where is the headmaster? कि हम ये नहीं कहेंगे वेयर इज अ हेडमास्टर. ए हेडमास्टर का मतलब हो जाएगा कि एक हेडमास्टर कहाँ है. हम किसी स्पेसिफिक के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे वेयर इज द हेडमास्टर. इसमें आपको फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स के क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. एंड देन मिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी इज द प्राइम मिनिस्टर. देन राकेश गोज टू द ऑफिस एट 10. And then some examples on indefinite articles are a lion killed a deer. Now we don't know which lion, which deer, but a lion killed a deer. एक शेर ने एक हिरन को मारा. An apple grows on a tree. Mr. Ram Shankar Katrina is an MP. They filed an FIR. You are a Shakespeare. He is a Sachin Tendulkar. Like this. An elephant killed a man. And here I've given you some differences between definite and indefinite articles. So definite articles are used to indicate something specific, and indefinite articles are used to indicate something which is not specific. And then definite articles can be used after introducing the noun or a noun phrase, and indefinite articles can be used to introduce the noun or a noun phrase. And definite articles can be used with a singular and a plural nouns, whereas the indefinite articles can be used with plural nouns only. And then definite articles can be used to discuss something that is already known by the reader or listener, as we just read earlier. And indefinite articles can be used to discuss something that is already known by the reader or listener. And definite articles are used with countable and uncountable noun, and indefinite articles cannot be used with countable and uncountable noun. So here I have given you some questions to solve, so you can go through them yourself and practice yourself. The questions on definite and indefinite articles. Now you can get questions on prepositions in your exam. So the rules of prepositions are the general rules of the grammar. Okay, this will help you to use prepositions more appropriately. So what is the preposition? Basically, it is a connector or a linking word between two words in a sentence, and they have which have a very close relationship with the noun, pronoun, or adjective that follows it. So prepositions show position in space, direction, movement, etc. A preposition is normally found position in the later part of the sentence, but before the noun or pronoun. And prepositions provide you a vital, spatial, temporal, and logical relationship between various nouns or pronouns. Okay, and they enable you to communicate with accuracy, more accuracy. And then prepositions are words that often go unnoticed, but they play pivotal role in the English language, and they are the words and clauses, and they add more clarity and precision to your thoughts and expression. Okay, here we have given you some examples of prepositions, like I sit on the bench. So on here is the preposition. Then we'll see some 15 common prepositions that we use in our daily English language. First one is about. So this preposition can be used to show an amount of time. Then above, it shows that something is above or higher than something else. Then the word across, like across the river. So this preposition indicates that one thing is on top of another. It can also be a verb to indicate the action of moving from one place to another. Then the preposition is after. This can be used before days, weeks, months, and years to show when one thing happens after another. For example, he came to our house after 7 days. Then preposition is around. So this preposition shows the location or boundary of something or compass direction around a place. For example, we can say that the boy ran around his sister. Then apart. This indicates that something is separated from another thing. Like she lived apart from me. Then at. This preposition is used to show the time when something happens, or it can be used at many other places also. So for example, I am at your home. At can also be used to denote times, like this meeting will happen at 3 p.m. Then behind. This preposition indicates that something is behind or at the back of another thing. For example, we say that he came behind me in line. Then besides, it is used in a sentence to show that one thing is beside another, like he sat besides me. Then between means to show the relationship between two things or people. For example, put the book between you and me. Then the preposition by. It shows the position of something next to or near another thing. For example, we say that I saw your horse by my window. Then during. During this preposition shows the period of something. Like it also expresses the cause of some results. Like for example, we can say that what are you doing during the daytime? Then from. The preposition shows the direction of something from another thing or place. For example, we can say that he came from my house. Then the preposition in, it shows the location of something in or top of the surface. For example, we say that he is in bed. So here I have also given you some rules for the prepositions. You can go through them. Then also we have got some examples, preposition exercise that you can go through yourself because we are running short of time. Then you can go get a questions on adjectives. So adjective is a word that modifies a noun or a pronoun that is called an adjective. So generally an adjective's function is to further define and quantify a noun or a pronoun. And in other words, we can say that a noun or pronoun that serves as the subject of a sentence, it can be described or giving additional information using an adjectives. So adjectives are found before the noun and they modify as well as after the verb they modify. So I've given you some examples of adjectives like he wore a beautiful suit, a wooden car, Rohit is a part-time worker. So you can go through the examples also. I have shared some examples on adjectives. You can go through them. Then also the difference between adjectives and adverbs. So adjective is a word that modifies a noun or a pronoun and it generally is to further define and quantify a noun or pronoun, whereas adverb means a word that modifies the verbs or adjectives and it provides extra details about the sentence verb. I have shared some questions on adjectives. You can go through them. Now, see, one important topic in our exam is reading comprehension questions. So this will form a very significant portion of your exam. So here, reading comprehension, it is a very essential skill that you must have, and it involves being able to make sense of a passage quickly and accurately by both retaining and applying the information it contains. Okay. So different type of passages can come up in exams, such as narrative passages or passages involving more complex concepts. So here we have some comprehension practice questions which you can practice at home and along with the answers and reasoning. So by practicing these questions, you can improve your comprehension skills so that you can ace those reading based sections. So you should try to practice this question and improve your knowledge on the topic. Here I'm sharing with you some tips on solving the comprehension passages in English. So first one is to skim the passage. That is, get a sense of the main idea, structure, and tone by quickly reading through the passage. So by just going through the passage, you should get a crux of the passage, like what it is the meaning to convey. Okay, so that you should know how to attempt the questions and give answers. And then you should identify the key points in the passage. Look for the headlines or subheadings, and then read the first and the last paragraphs of the several passages. Then you should focus on key sentences and underline or mark important lines on or part of the passage to save your time. When you underline the important lines or part of the passage, it will be easy for you to find them when you are looking for answers of the questions. You will not be able to, you will not require to go through the passage again and again. You should underline, it will help you save a lot of time. Then you use context clues. So we should use the keywords and try to understand unfamiliar words by reading the line thoroughly. Then answering the questions. So read the question a few times, then read the text for relevant information. So whenever you solve the questions, so first of all, read the questions once or twice, and then try to look for the relevant text in the passage for giving you the correct information. Then if there are multiple choice questions, so you should try to eliminate the incorrect answers. This will help you to predict the answer and eliminate the incorrect answers by giving the correct answers. And then taking notes. you should make a quick notes of the important points, like when you're reading the passage. Apart from underlining the important points, you should also make quick notes of the points and the general flow and the structure of the passage. And one important thing is you should not assume anything based on your personal belief. Like whatever is written on the passage, you have to answer based on that passage. Maybe it is wrong according to you, or maybe it is actually wrong. But whatever is written in the passage, that is a script for you. You should not go beyond that. And then the last one is you should look back at the paragraph whenever in doubt. Whenever you are in doubt, you should not just assume that, okay, this might be the correct answer. You just look back in the paragraph and check whether that is correct or not. So these are some tips from my side for the comprehension passage questions. And then in the last, I would like to, these are some practice questions you can practice. And then I would like to suggest you some books which you can refer to prepare for your examination. First one is this showing the SSC CGL examinations, and it has the previous year question till March 2023 on English language and comprehension. This you can see. I have personally referred to this book during my examination days when I used to prepare for examination, competitive examination. Then even this book on Arihant on SSC English, it is give you a chapter wise and topic wise solved papers. This is also very important book. Then another book is on English grammar and composition. It is also very useful for all the competitive examinations. And the last one, this book is for someone who is already has a good hold of English language and wants to improve further. So this book is by Cambridge. It's world's best-selling English grammar book. So this by Raymond Murphy. You can go through this book also. So this is all from my side. And if you have any questions or any specific doubts regarding this exam, you can ask me. I will be happy to help you.
एनी क्वेश्चन पूछ लीजिए, अगर किसी को कुछ डाउट है। सब तो सारे जो भी है शेयर करेंगे आपसे, तो आप तो थोड़ा पढ़ भी लेंगे। अभी आज का सेशन में अगर कुछ डाउट है तो थोड़ा पूछिए। इवन इसका वीडियो भी मैं आपको शेयर करूंगा आफ्टरवर्ड्स।
हाँ ओके सर, मैं आपको सर ये शेयर कर दूंगा डॉक्यूमेंट, आप कर दीजिए।
आप पीडीएफ में मैं कर दूंगा। कुछ समझ में आया ना? सब कुछ आपको पता था दोनों में क्या है? आपका सेशन थोड़ा लेंदी था क्योंकि टाइम भी कम था, तो बहुत सारे टॉपिक भी कवर होना था, तो भी एक बात है। बोलिए, किसी को कुछ तो बोलना है, नहीं बोलने से नहीं होगा। क्या है?
सर कुछ भूल गए थे, सर ने पढ़ाया, कुछ ब्रशअप हो गया जो कंपटीशन में तैयारी कर रहे थे उसके लिए।
ओके।
और कुछ नई चीज पता चली, क्योंकि कंपटीशन के लिए सब पढ़ रहे थे, तो स्किप हो गया था। बहुत टाइम से पढ़ा नहीं था, सर ने आज पढ़ाया तो फिर थोड़ा याद आ गया।
ओके, अच्छा।
नहीं अच्छा है सर, कुछ लोग पार्टिसिपेट किए, हमने पूछे कुछ क्वेश्चन तो और बाकी काफी लोग ने साइलेंटली को, मतलब मेरे को था कि कुछ क्वेश्चंस कुछ और पूछा जाएगा, लेकिन काफी लोग तो साइलेंट मोड में ही थे, एक दो लोग रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे थे।